Hello, hello. Anybody there? Tani is here, Kendra's here, and Roxanne is here. Alright. So today's going to be fun because we are going to talk all about green oils. Hey Sharon, Karen's here, Michelle is here. Lots and lots of people are showing up. My name is Deanna Nichols. I am a doTERRA Blue Diamond, and I have been doing these magic beans videos for quite a little while now. We call them magic beans because essential oils are not magic beans. It's hard for me to believe that sometimes, and you may see people talking about essential oils. If you're new to oils, you're like, what is with these weird people that think they can cure everything with oils? And so oils don't quite work that way. They're not magic, but sometimes it can feel like it. But they can sure do a lot for us. And they have really made a huge impact on my life and my health. And so, oh, my battery seems to be dying here. Come on now. All right. And so we have named it Essential Oils Are Not Magic Beans, but tonight we're going to talk about how if you go green, you can get some green. Okay, we're talking about this kind of green. And we're going to talk about some green oils and how you can get this really awesome starter bundle, and then you can get $100 in free oils. Okay, so make sure you stick around to the end in order to find out how you can do that. So we've created this really awesome bundle. Now, if you already have a membership, you can still get this bundle. It's still going to cost you the same price, and you won't get your $100 free. If you just got started with your wholesale membership in February or in the first few days of March, you can also use this as your qualifying order this month to get $100 free in oil credits. So this bundle will work for everybody, but if you're new, I'm going to tell you how you can specifically get this with a wholesale membership and why you want one of those. Like, why not just buy some oils? What is with all this membership stuff? And we'll tell you why. Let me see if I can plug this in without knocking over everything and ruining everything. Hold on. If you were here 2 weeks ago, you know that that can surely happen. Oh, I'm trying to plug it into the wrong doodad here. Oh my. Okay, don't get dizzy. 1 second, I have to tilt this down. Perhaps this is not going to fit in here. Okay. Just kidding, I'm not plugging it in. Oh wait, there it goes. Okay. Let there be light. Okay, now you should be able to see me. That's mucho better. Okay, Barbara's here. Kurt is here. Beth is here. Hello, Amber. I like your little green flower. That's very fitting. Okay, so I'm going to talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 oils that you can choose to make your Irish starter bundle with doTERRA. I don't know how Irish it will be, but it will be green, in celebration of green. If you are part of my Oil Shares VIP group, and gosh, I sure hope you are, if you're a wholesale member and you're part of my team, we have a secret group for members only, and we're going green all month of March. Every single day, you've got a different team leader that's going to be teaching you about some green products or green topics, and we're having lots of fun with it, so I hope you're tuning in over there. People are doing giveaways and live videos. It's been lots of fun so far, and we've got lots of great stuff in store for you. Okay, so let's dive in. Don't forget to stick around to the end to find out how you can get your $100 in green. And if you are a guest, let me define what a guest is. A guest is somebody who does not have a doTERRA wholesale membership with anyone, anywhere, at any time. Okay, you do not have a doTERRA membership, and you've never been to Magic Beans before. If this is your first time, welcome from Texas. Kathy, I'm glad you're here. And if you do not have a wholesale membership and have not ever been to Magic Beans, I want you to comment, because I have a really lucky rollerball blend I'm going to send to you. My special recipe, secret, top secret recipe, so secret that I don't even know what it is yet. But it will be awesome. I can guarantee you it will be awesome, okay? Because I don't do stuff if it's not awesome. That's just how I go, how I roll. So if you want to enter to win that rollerball, then what you do is you say, I am a guest of, and then tag the person who invited you. If nobody specific invited you, if you just stumbled upon our page or you just like our page, you're one of my biggest fans, any of those things, please just say that you're a guest of the page. But if you don't tell us who you are and that you're a guest and who invited you, we won't know, and we can't enter you to win our super awesome rollerball blend. Okay, Rhonda's here. Good to see you. Okay, so let's start out with a couple of rollers. Okay, so sometimes doTERRA puts things in rollers because they're mainly used for topical use. They mainly go on your skin someplace. Sometimes they also put them in rollers to tell you that they have been pre-diluted with fractionated coconut oil, and therefore you can put it right on without having to worry if it's going to be sensitive or warm on your skin. Welcome to my guests, Amber and Bertha. Great to have you here. So, how you can tell the difference, whether it's just a straight roller or if it's been diluted, is you look for this little word where it says touch right here, okay? If it says touch, then you know that you can touch it and it won't be hot, okay? And usually a hair is not attached to it. That is a bonus. That's extra. We don't charge extra for that. Okay, so I'm going to start out talking about 3 rollers. Denise, I'm so glad you're here. That's great. Okay, so number 1 is oregano. You see how it's green, okay? Can you notice a pattern forming here? So oregano is awesome. I love it because it is like a super cootie fighter. If you've got super cooties, like something really hit you really hard and you're concerned that, you know, you might need a little help to fight it off, this is going to be your number 1 best friend. And what's really cool is it hangs out with another guy named Melaleuca. Okay, and guess what? It's also green. And these 2 guys really ought to be hanging out together. You know, like Laurel and Hardy and Laverne and Shirley, people like that. They just need to hang out together because it's not quite the same without the other. Ross and Rachel, you know, that kind of thing. So if you've got super cooties and you're trying to get rid of whatever it is, maybe it's something to do with something's brewing in your skin that's not cool. You've been told you got something in your stomach, in your chest, in your throat, and you need to fight that. This is nature's way of dealing with that without getting rid of beneficial cooties. Did you know you have good cooties and bad cooties? Did you know that? We need to have both in order to balance our immune system. And whenever you are fighting something, you want those good cooties to stick around. You're like, why does she keep saying cooties? Because I'm very strange. And I also want to make sure that I don't offend anybody who might perhaps not appreciate me letting you know that nature has solutions for things, okay? Nature really does give us solutions for our bodies. If we give our bodies the right information, our bodies are created to really take care of anything and to really just repair itself. Hey, Ashley, I'm glad you're here. So these 2 guys are really, really good together, and oregano's super, super hot, so thank goodness it is in a touch roller. And then Melaleuca is okay to be used without a carrier oil, but this just makes it easier to use, okay? So if I had something going on in my body, I would probably just, like, let's pretend this is my foot. I would roll some Melaleuca down my foot, and I would rub it in, and then I would roll some oregano down my foot. Of course, I would take the lid off first, and then I would rub it in, and I would do that on the bottoms of each foot probably every 3 or 4 hours, okay? And that's safe to do on babies and children because these are touch rollers. And look how pretty they are, all nice and green, okay? Now, the third one, I'm going to have you put your imagination cap on and pretend that it's in a roller, because like 2 seconds before I went live, I realized I didn't have the roller, I just had the regular oil. So we're going to talk about Forgive, but we're going to pretend when you see this, it's actually in a touch roller. So it actually kind of looks like this Hope roller, but it says Forgive, and it's green. Okay, so it's really a roller. It comes both ways, but for this bundle, we're going to do a roller. And Forgive is really, really awesome because it can help to support cardiovascular and respiratory stuff, okay? It's really good at that. But it can also keep you from killing and murdering family members that are getting on your nerves, and coworkers and friends, because it really helps you to just let go of things like anger, bitterness, frustration. It helps you to just let go of emotions that could otherwise be eating at you. So at our house, this is an oil that we actually use every single day. And because it's in a roller, right? It's in a roller. We've all seen that it's in a roller. I just kind of rub it over the chest and then rub it in. And we do that on our 3-year-old. I put it on myself every morning and every evening. And then sometimes I need a little extra. because things happen. Yesterday I needed almost the whole bottle. I pretty much just rolled it on everything. I'm sort of kidding, but I did need to use it more often yesterday than normal. So usually twice a day is what I do, just to try to help me to deal with my emotions as I go throughout my day. And so this is a great one, but it also is good for anything cardiovascular, respiratory as well. There's lots of really great oils in here. And if I were not 40 years old, I'd probably be able to tell you what they were, because I could read this. Let's see. Spruce, that's a tree oil. There's bergamot, there's juniper berry, there's myrrh, there is cypress, there is something that I cannot pronounce, and there's thyme, and there is citronella. Okay, so lots of those, like tree oils, are really, really good for respiratory support. Okay, thyme especially is one that stands out to me. That's great for respiratory support. Juniper berry is great to help kind of get things moving if you got junk. If you got junk kind of hanging out in here, and that means emotional or physical junk and gunk. And so that's a really, really great one to have around. I recommend everybody use this oil in their house. Okay, so that's 3. We got 4 more to go. You sticking with me? If you're a guest, hey Janet. If you're a guest, so you're not a member of doTERRA, and this is your first Magic Beans, you've never been to Magic Beans before, say, hey, I'm a guest of, and then tag by doing the little @ symbol and then typing your friend's name that invited you. And if it's me, then say I'm a guest of the page. Cool beans? Okay. Magic Beans? Alright, the next oil is one that I feel that we should be using a lot, especially this time of year when there's lots of winter cooties going around and people are having coughs and stuffiness and runny noses and sneezing and all that goop. You know, if you know me, you know that I constantly am talking about how I drink the citrus oils in my glass water bottle every single day of my life, and I've been doing that for 6.5 years. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be lemon. Lemon, the reason we talk about lemon so much is lemon comes in our top 10 starter kit. So doTERRA already has some ready-made starter kits. They're awesome, and if you want to know about those, talk to the person that invited you, send me a private message, and I'll talk to you about those. But I have created my own bundle for you tonight, and instead of putting lemon, I put another citrus oil, lime, because A, it's green, so it goes with our green theme, but lime is really good at helping you to deal with mucus, too. It just helps to get rid of junk and move it through your body. And so you can put this on your chest, especially like if you're dealing with a cold or a cough. You could put some Melaleuca on your chest, some Forgive on your chest. You could do a little lime. Just make sure when you use citrus oil topically that you stay out of the sun wherever you put it. So if I had like this shirt on and I put lime right here, then I would be in trouble if I went out in the sun. Now, I'm in Virginia. We don't know. We haven't seen the sun. It may never come back. We don't know. But if you're in Florida or something, then you want to be super careful doing that. So lime, the citrus oils are not good to use topically at all if that part of your skin is going to be exposed. So a good way to do it instead is to drink it in your water, and it helps to break up all that stuff. Okay? And it's really yummy. Okay? So that's oil number 4. The next oil that I'm going to talk about is wintergreen. Now, if you order this oil, it's going to have a pink label, okay? But I chose it. This is an old version of our wintergreen, so it's still in a green label, but it has the word green in it. So that's what we're gonna go with. Okay? Hey Mary, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad that you're not still trapped in the wrong state. I'm glad that you found your way back home to Virginia. That's all good news. We had some major wind here, and my husband had built this structure. It's kind of like a garage structure, so that he could park his all-terrain vehicle in there, and it like blew away, and it's out in the woods somewhere. So we had some pretty strong winds happening here too. But we're safe, we're good. So wintergreen. Wintergreen is good to have in your arsenal because it's great for pain and discomfort of all kinds. It's great for headaches, it's great for muscle pain, it's great for joint pain. I'll tell you a little secret, don't tell anybody I told you this. I mean, I don't want to get in trouble. God knows that, you know, I'm one to never get in trouble, and I always say things that are super, super appreciative and appropriate at all times. But, anywho, see how there's a lock cap on here? That's for safety, okay? This is not for internal use. However, I tend to be not necessarily a rule breaker, but a rule tester. I have to test it out to see if it's really a good rule. And so I know that if I had a headache, or if I had some tooth pain, or if I just had some kind of pain somewhere in my body, instead of putting something in my body that's synthetic, that's got all kinds of other stuff added to it that I don't need, that I'm going to use nature's pain reliever. And how I'm going to do it is I'm just going to take a little bit on my fingertip. I'm an adult and I'm making this decision for myself. Okay, I'm not doing this on anyone else, just for me. Putting it on my finger, and I'm going to rub it on my gum. Right here. Okay? And I'm not going to drink it with a straw. I'm not going to do that 50 zillion times a day. I'm just going to do that a couple times to help me deal with a little bit of pain. Does that make sense? I'm going to use wisdom and discretion and break the rule, just to maybe not break it, but bend it. Just really, really bend it. And that's how I like to use wintergreen. Wintergreen has a really yummy fragrance, and it's fun to kind of mix it with other things and come up with really great diffuser recipes. It smells kind of like wintertime. It's got that, you know, like that York peppermint patty kind of feeling. And it even has a little bit of a root beerish taste to it. Of course, you wouldn't know that because it's not for internal use. Thus the safety cap. But for those of us who are rule benders, it does taste a little bit like root beer. Okay? Keep out of reach of children because it is blood thinning. It's got some blood thinning properties in there, just like other things do that we use every single day. So just be careful and be diligent and prudent and have discretion, but it's a great oil to have on hand. So you could put this on your back if your back is achy, if you got sore knees. It's a really, really great oil to have on hand. And guess what? It goes really well with this oil, Cypress. And Cypress is 10% off for everybody all month long in March. So of course we're going to include Cypress. Cypress is a green oil too. It's a tree oil. And the reason why I like to use it along with wintergreen is because wintergreen really helps with like relieving pain, but Cypress helps with circulation. And a lot of times when you have any sort of like an injury or muscle strain or whatever going on, you have this thing happening called hypoxia. Doesn't that make me sound really super smart? I mean, I'm so proud of myself. It basically just means that it's having trouble getting blood flow and oxygen to the area, and it's causing inflammation. It's causing pain and discomfort. And so if you can put a little bit of Cypress on the area and then a little bit of wintergreen, I think you're going to see even greater relief. Cypress is another thing that Cypress is good for is, let's say your nose is bleeding and you want it to stop. You can take a little bit of Cypress and you can put it over the bridge of the nose. You can wipe it right here. You can even inhale it. And I have to tell you, when I was pregnant, I used to get like swollen nasal passages at night all the time, and then they would bleed inside. And I would just take a little Cypress and kind of just swipe it just inside my nose. So we're not telling you to dump oil, you know, inside your nose, just sort of swipe it in there. And that, I never had it. Every time I would do that, it would go away. Another thing, since we're putting our fingers up our nose, we might as well talk about hemorrhoids as well. I mean, it sort of just dovetails right into that topic. This is fantastic for hemorrhoids, people. I'm telling you, it is like God's gift for hemorrhoids. But please, if you're going to use it for hemorrhoid, and people are like, well, what do you do with it? You put it on your hemorrhoids, okay? You're going to have to use your hand. Yep. That's why God made On Guard foaming hand wash, okay? But don't put it on straight. You're going to need some fractionated coconut oil, like a lot of fractionated coconut oil. So like, you're probably going to take your palm and make sort of like a quarter or a nickel-sized amount of fractionated coconut oil, and then like 2 drops of Cypress, and then you're going to put it on topically on the area. Okay? Be careful. And do that every time you go to the bathroom. So maybe just put your coconut oil and your Cypress on the back of the toilet. And if anybody asks why it's there, just tell them, oh, it's just an air freshener. Don't tell them you have hemorrhoids. And then just put it on every time you go to the bathroom, and you will be very, very pleased and very happy and joyous. Okay? Also great for respiratory stuff. A lot of the oils that have green labels are actually really good for respiratory, really good for cardiovascular. So Cypress is going to help to move things. It's a great oil for emotions that are stuck, like you're just kind of stuck in life and you're not moving forward, and you keep kind of getting stuck in the rut, in the mud, and you wonder, like, how did I end up there again? Well, this is the oil of motion and flow. It gets things moving again. And so this is a really great one. If you struggle with blood flow like in your feet or legs. This is a great one to massage into the tissue with some fractionated coconut oil. Well, Karen, I'm so glad you think so. There has to be one person that finds me funny. It's just like the law of averages, really, when you think about it. And so this is just a good oil to have on hand. And then number 7, speaking of circulation, I think I'm losing mine the way I'm sitting. I have to shift my body. Eucalyptus, another green oil. This is really great for respiratory too. Are you seeing a pattern forming? Like, all these green oils are so good for lots of things, but it always comes back to this region of the body, and the color green really has a lot to do with this section of your body as well. So I'm sure God didn't make a mistake when he planned that. He likes things to be orderly. But eucalyptus is fantastic for respiratory stuff. And it's also pretty good at killing cooties too, so it's a good one to clean with. It's a good one to put in your diffuser. You can mix it with lots of different stuffs. Stuffs is a new word that I just made up just now. Yes, Wendy, you're correct. Kidney, the cypress, so sometimes people have an issue where they are just always feeling like they have to pee, and cypress can help with that. Cypress can help kids that are wetting their bed at night. So that's another great way to use cypress. Thank you for that tip. And I love hearing y'all's tips. Anytime you have a tip that you want to share, you go ahead. And why are you embarrassed? I'm glad you're here. And your little picture of you, Roxanne, is making me smile. So you don't need to be embarrassed. Congratulations, Roxanne, on reaching silver in doTERRA. Also Karen reaching silver in doTERRA. Somebody else that hit silver was on here, I think, that I was going to congratulate. Can't remember who it was. There were so many of you last month. So eucalyptus is the one we're talking about now. There is this, and I know that the internet is the source of all knowledge, but I just want to tell you that sometimes things that you see are not quite correct. So I'm just going to do a little myth busting real quick here in our last couple minutes for eucalyptus. Eucalyptus, there's some stuff that out there on the internet that's making you think that if you use eucalyptus that you will kill your children. They will die. They will surely die. And I just want to tell you that this may surprise you, but babies are small humans. Sometimes they look like they're another species. They smell like it. They act like it for sure. They act like that for at least 4 years. I have 4 years of experience with children. And so far, for those first 4 years, I can see where all of those things could enter your mind. You could think they're another species, but they're really not. They're human. And so if it's safe to be used on a large human, it's also safe to be used on a smaller human. Now, let's put our thinking caps on. What could we do to make it more safe for a smaller human? We could use less because the person is smaller. So God is really wise in how he made our bodies. And so I loved putting essential oils on the feet. The feet are a great place because even if it's not in one of the pre-diluted rollers, even if it's just in a regular bottle that's not been diluted, you can always put it on the bottoms of the feet. The bottoms of the feet is just a great place to get it in the body. You can put socks on to keep the feet from getting in the, like one time I put an oil on my foot, my bare foot, and I was wearing shorts and then I sat on my foot and then the oil got into places that it shouldn't be. And it was not a pleasant experience. It was tingly, but it wasn't pleasant. And so we can put socks on to prevent that. So the feet are always a good place. Guess what happens when you're small? You have smaller feet. So my foot may be, at least this size. But when I'm a baby, maybe it's like this size. So when I go to roll an oil on, if my foot's only this long, that's all the oil I get. But if my foot's this long, it's more oil, right? So it's really simple. And so if you're diffusing an oil like eucalyptus, then you just want to use maybe 1 drop. And you probably don't want to put like 7 drops of eucalyptus in a diffuser in a tiny room and then close the door when you have a newborn in there. Their lungs are still maturing. And it's the same thing if you've got somebody that's got sensitive breathing passages for whatever reason. Just go easy. It's always better to start with 1 drop of oil and work your way up as you see how the person responds. Okay? And a smaller person, you don't even need a full drop of oil. So if I were going to use eucalyptus on an infant, which I have many times on my personal infant that I bore from my own body, and I would never do anything that wasn't safe for him, right? So how I would use this on him is I would take it on the tip of my finger and then I would rub it on the bottoms of his feet, and that's how much. It's not even a full drop, okay? I would probably, if I was thinking of using it for breathing, I would just do it on the feet. because it is a little tingly, because it's kind of one of those minty sort of oils. And anytime you're using that on anyone with sensitive skin, including me, like I have to be careful using any of those oils on my sensitive areas. So the feet is a great place to do it. But it's absolutely safe. That has been disproven by wiser, smarter people long ago, and it still keeps cropping up on the interwebs, but it's nothing to fear. Just like we don't need to be afraid of wintergreen. It is nature. We just don't need to drink it with a straw. So we just have to use our noggins and have safety information when we're using the oils, okay? So here's the deal. If you get this starter bundle, so we're talking about 3 rollers, okay? I know that's not really a roller, but it is in your imagination, okay? So Forgive Touch, Melaleuca Touch, Oregano Touch, okay? So 3 rollers, and 4 regular oils, Cypress, which is 10% off, Eucalyptus, Wintergreen, and last but not least, Lime. If you get those 7 oils with your wholesale membership, then next month when you place a qualified order in April, you get $100 in the free oils of your choice. And that's pretty awesome. That only happens once a year, and it's only good through tomorrow, okay? So you would reach out to the person that invited you to be on here, and then you would ask them, how do I get that bundle? Or you might say, well, I'd like to start with one of the maybe ready-made bundles that there are. Can I look at some of those? And they'll help you, and I'll help you. If you're a guest of the page, if you're my personal guest, I will help walk you through those options. Make sure you get the promo code. You need a special promo code to get the $100 in free oils with your next order, okay? Why in the world would you want to have a wholesale membership? Like, what is the sense in that? Why can't you just buy some oils and nobody will bug you and nobody will try to upsell you on anything? They won't try to get you to sell anything or host a party. And so what is the deal with that? So if you are a doTERRA member and you want to share, like in the comments, one of the reasons why you're grateful that you have the doTERRA membership, and then I will wax eloquent for a minute here to tell you why I think it's a great idea. When I started 6.5 years ago, I was on a very, very tight budget because I had a lot of medical expenses. And so it was important for me to have the wholesale membership because when you have one, you can purchase and get 10 to 30% back in free products off every purchase in the future after your initial order. Plus, whatever you spend on shipping, you get back in free rewards. So that means that I could save up those points. 1 point equals $1 worth of oils, and I can cash that in for free products that I could not necessarily afford. In 18 months of being a doTERRA wholesale member, I earned $2,600 in free oils. I don't have 11 kids and we were all using the oils. It was just me. And so I wasn't using a ton. I wasn't spending a lot, but I was able to get those free oils that I needed for my health. And coincidentally or not, it's up to you, during that 18 months, I completely turned my health around to where I have been at the peak wellness that I have been in my entire adult life. That's when we found out we were expecting our son, who will be 4 this month. It is pretty cool that I was able to utilize my membership to help reach my health goals. And that's what we want for you. So people are sharing some of the benefits that they found from their membership. So you can read through here, community, absolutely. So whenever you are part of our Oil Shares team and you get started with a starter bundle of some sort, the person that enrolled you oftentimes will include an oil reference book, which is really nice because you can look up the different oils and figure out what they do and why you use them. You can look up the things that you're concerned about working on with your health, and it will tell you how to use those. It's got recipes. And so you have this book, but I don't know about you, but sometimes I just want to talk to somebody with skin on them. Like, I don't want to just go from a book. I want to ask other moms, like, have you used eucalyptus on your child? Have you put wintergreen on your gums? Have you used that internally? It says not to. What will happen? And I like to hear people's personal experiences. When my son was probably only like 2 or 3 weeks old, he had this weird respiratory thing, and I freaked out. I'm this brand new mom, never been a mom before, and my husband was traveling, and I freaked out, and I went on the essential oil VIP group that we have for members. And I was able to get some really good advice from other moms who had already been down that road before. So here I was, the expert, the person that's leading this organization of tens of thousands of families, and I'm supposed to know everything. I mean, I have the book, I have all this knowledge, but I didn't have any practical experience. And so when you're a VIP member, you're going to get the benefit of the experience of others that have been doing this longer and have there's usually never been a question that somebody else hasn't already had before. Okay, so somebody else said support, and that's kind of what we're talking about. We have support. We have a phone call every Monday night where you can hear other people besides me talking, which is always a nice break, I think, for most people. Free oils and shipping rewards. We talked about that. Relationships, absolutely. Like, I have met thousands and thousands and thousands of the most awesome people. Wherever I go in the United States and other countries, I have people that are oil people, and it's really awesome. All the new friends that I've made. Convenience of home, no tracking down my orders. Yeah, you know where your order is because it's in your account. You order, you don't have to ask somebody to place an order. You don't have to go to a party to place an order. You just order online. Free oils that support our bodies and empower us to be proactive. Yes, natural solutions. So lots and lots of reasons why it is good to have your Janet, autocorrect is always fun. Somebody had a question, and I want to go back and see if I can find it really quick. Do any of the oils cause a rash? So if you're getting some sort of a rash on your body from an essential oil, there's two possibilities. One is that you're not using doTERRA oils. 80% of essential oils are adulterated in some way. So there could be an ingredient in there that you're allergic to because you don't know that it's in there and it's not properly labeled. Sadly, that goes on at least 80% of the time. The other reason could be that the oil, you're sensitive to that oil. So I mentioned like peppermint and breathe and some of those wintergreen, some of those oils on my skin, like right here in sensitive areas, I'm probably going to break out into a little bit of redness and irritation. That's why I put them on my feet, or I use the touch rollers. So that is a very good question. So be sure to mention this is your first visit. Yes. So I am getting ready to end our call or end our video. So I want to remind you that if you're a first-time guest, you've never been to Magic Beans, and you also do not have a doTERRA membership, say I am a guest of, tag your inviter, or say I'm a guest of the page, and we're going to give you our lucky rollerball if you win the drawing. And it's only for live viewers, so make sure before I stop talking, which is happening very soon, thank goodness, that you comment. And we will be back here next Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, for another Magic Beans. I bet you $1 million that it will be green related again. And what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, the free $100, it ends tomorrow, so don't delay. Don't let your luck run out. I've been waiting all night to say that. So make sure you contact somebody to find out how you can get this bundle. If you want to see and review what's in the bundle, look at the post that I posted just before Magic Beans went up, and you'll see a little post showing all 7 of these oils. And make sure you ask the person that invited you if that's the bundle that you want. Say, I want that Go Green bundle, and show them, and just in case they don't know what it is. They'll help you set that up with a wholesale membership, and you can get that for right around $135. And then next month, you can do another order and get $100 free. So that is an excellent deal. So it's been great chatting with all of you. Thank you for all the love and the laughter and the everything, the questions, the comments. And thank you for being here. We'll see you next Sunday night. Shine on.